What's up? It's Coach with Lift Fitness coming at you. I'm curious about what motivates you to work out. And I'm going to tell you my story because it's not unusual for it to change. And in fact, it absolutely has. It's gone through many metamorphoses for me. But I first started working out to pass by long summers when I was a kid. Couldn't drive yet. And, I was left at home, me and my brother and my sister, my young sister at the time. And my parents bought us a weight machine, one of those wider weight machines, and it was just to pass the summer. And then it got into the point where once I hit high school, and in middle school is when I lost a bunch of my weight. I was a fat kid, fat that it really affected my self-esteem. It affected my confidence. Kids made fun of me, and in fact to this day, one of the best compliments I ever received was when one particular kid, after I lost the weight, who would tease me and make fun of me and do all of that, that really affected me. He said, "Man, you look good. You've lost a ton of weight," and he congratulated me. And even though I didn't like the kid at all, that made me feel really good, because I've made a lot of enemies in my life, and I use that term loosely. There's just a few people that I really would call them my enemy, and that I wish to God that I never see out there in real life. But this one would not be one of those enemies. It would, however, be a guy that I wouldn't befriend. So it made me feel really important, really powerful, really in control of myself. And so started my weight loss journey, my strength journey, got into high school, and I excelled at it. I remember the older kids were like, "Man, that guy can bench a lot," and that really boosted my self-esteem. And so it changed from losing weight into just having more control over myself, and having that sort of a niche where people they recognize that. And for a kid who, when I was younger, all I wanted to do was just be accepted, I was always trying to fit in. My parents, I kept trying to con them into buying me all the popular clothes because I thought that would make me more popular, me more accepted. And so that's my journey, which is interesting because that's where LF is now. LF is my home. It's my family. And not to say this cocky but we get to decide who is going to be a good fit for us, because that's what we're growing as a fitness family. So recently, in fact just as recently as yesterday, I realized that it all comes down to that control. When I get vulnerable, that's when I have to get to the gym. And I don't care what it is I'm doing. Generally, it's going to be some sort of higher intensity thing, which is not usually my thing. I don't usually do HIIT workouts. I don't usually do supersets. I really get my kicks off of lifting heavy with lots of rest. But I got to exert control. And I'm going to tell you 3 instances in my life that unfortunately have happened that it made me realize this is why. My first one was when I almost lost my wife before she was my wife. I lost her to another individual. Second was when my kids in this last year lost their school, and I felt very vulnerable as a parent. Essentially, they got kicked out for no fault of their own, no fault of ours, and in fact, where we were was very criminal-like. There's a lot of shit that's going down that I hope they go down bad for. And then thirdly, I almost lost my best friend just recently, actually lost, dead lost. And that really affected me. And so the last few days, I've been going into the gym, and just, it doesn't matter what I do, I just try to burn myself out. I got to exert the control, show myself that there is something that I have power on. And that was a realization for me. So I'm curious, I share this with you because the fitness family, that's my home. I feel like we should be honest with each other, that we can be honest with each other, because we're all very vulnerable when we come into LF for the first time, and we open up, because that's how we become successful. So I'm curious, how has your journey changed? What is it that you found yourself, striving for? Because it's not uncommon for you to start because you want to lose weight, and it still may be a goal, but it's not your main focus. You love the feeling of overcoming obstacles you never thought you could. Push-ups, burpees, going for longer, running long distances, running as fast as you can, lifting heavy weights, or in how that translates into the rest of your life. You get more confidence in your job, you get more confidence with your family, your husband, your wife. It affects how you get to play with your kids. And I would really appreciate to learn a little bit about your journey. It's Coach Will Live Fitness. Peace out.